CA Gayatri Talks. We talk to various entrepreneurs about their journey and learn from them. Today we have an interesting guest. Before we go there, let's understand, as a business owner, what are the major functions which he has to cater to. Now, most of the time, the answer which we receive is that money is most important. Now, if you ask me, rather than money, it is the people who are more important for the business. You heard it right. Today, we are going to talk to somebody who has 22 years of experience in managing the human resource. Welcome, Anu, to this podcast. And
Thank
we
you.
also would like to tell you that she has got immense amount of experience in various companies like Mastech, Pidlite, and Reliance. Welcome, Anu Singh, to our show.
Thank you. Thank you, Gayatri, for inviting me for this podcast show. And I am very happy to hear from you what we keep saying, that yes, people are the very good, very important resources for any organization.
Yeah, for the sake of the audience, I also would like to say that Anu has written a book called Art of Retention, and she has been helping a lot of business owners to retain their employees. So kudos to you, Anu, because that's
Thank
a
you.
very grave pain area for a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yes, I must say that during the opening, while we were there together, I could find many of the business owners coming to me and asking, and we had almost had the complete sold out, because that's a touching, that's the pain
Absolutely.
area of
Absolutely.
every company owner.
Yeah, before we actually understand a lot of things, we would like to know about your journey, Anu, because you have this
Yeah.
kind of an experience. So just share about your journey.
Yeah, so HR has been like, now it is in my blood. If you wake me at 2 a.m. and ask me that this is the problem, what we need to do, I will really know what to do, because I have been in HR for more than 2 decades. I started my journey, I had done my graduation in psychology honors, and
Wow.
then I thought that connecting to my own personal values, I'm a very good listener. So I felt this career is going to connect with my own personal values. I like to learn from people. I like to, uh, you know, r- not really resolve, but at least listen to their problems and help them, guide them with the right solution. So this HR was really a close connect and has been very satisfying. I am very happy with my judgment there that time. And I am very passionate about HR, and so is my team. I do, lot of uh, emphasis on selecting people who have passion for this function.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. Everybody cannot
Yes.
become a person who can listen to people.
Yes, yes.
So it really resonates with your profession. What actually triggered the entire thing of writing this book on the retention?
Yes, so I had spent now more than 10 years. Now it's going to be 10 years in my consulting journey. And I see that most of the entrepreneurs have been have a common thought process about HR. And that made me, and if that, without understanding the implication of it, they are doing the same thing with that mindset, and that really led me to write a book on this art of retention, which is talking about the really having a progressive mindset, especially where how you need to position your HR, especially what I feel that entrepreneurs and business owners, जब वो बिजनेस के बारे में ज़्यादा सोचते हैं, दे रियली नीड टू, दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू ग्रो द बिजनेस राइट फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट डे वन, बट वॉट दे मिस आउट इज बेसिकली द सॉफ्टवेयर एस्पेक्ट, विच इज़ द पीपल. It is the people who are going to drive the business to the growth of their organization. But this is somewhere where they have a lack towards managing that softer aspect. It's more about numbers, and HR is seen as a cost center for them. they feel that this function is really not really to be so much given focus on, and that's where the main gap that happens. And after a certain time, when we are approached, most of the time the solution unko chahiye कि immediately मुझे ये HR solution दीजिए, और उस समय तक मोस्टली उनका डैमेज हो चुका होता है कंपनी में. मैं आपको बताऊं, एक 30 इयर्स की एस्टैब्लिश्ड कंपनी थी जो काफ़ी टाइम से एक फैमिली कल्चर में ही चल रही थी, और वहाँ पे उनको मतलब जो सेकेंड जनरेशन had come, but they were not able to convince the management. Management themselves were becoming the bottleneck in the growth of the organization, because जैसे जैसे time change होता है, companies need to be resilient. The mindset has to be more of resilience, and so when you become the bottleneck, you should give a way to your more progressive mindsets who can bring the fresh perspectives for the organization to manage the people. आज हम millennials की बात करते हैं, कंपनीज में मिलेनियल्स आ रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर कंपनी सेम फिलॉसफी से काम कर रही है तो आप बिजनेस को जितना भी ग्रो करना चाहें वो पीपल के थ्रू ही आपको ग्रो करना है, और वो माइंडसेट अगर मैच नहीं करेगा तो वहाँ पे आपको गैप आएगा.
यस. अब बहुत थोड़ा सा हम लोग एकदम सीरियस HR की बात करने लग गए. ये हम लोग जो HR का फंक्शन बोलते हैं, ठीक है, यूजुअली सब लोग बोलते हैं कि HR तो सिर्फ केक्स कटिंग में बिजी रहता है, या तो फिर आपको कोई वेरियस फंक्शंस में रंगोली बनवाता है, या तो कोई गेम्स खिलवाता है. तो ये एक लाइटर नोट में चलता रहता है कि HR तो क्या ही करता है, यही 2 चीज़ करती है. तो क्या ये मिथ है?
देखिए, ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग है. एक्चुअली जब मैं ट्रेनी भी थी ना, तो मुझे जब शुरू में पता नहीं था कि HR क्या, और मैं इंटर्नशिप में भी गई थी. I was in summer training. I had done internship in CII. So they had given me just a label, और उसको कहा कि ये इंडक्शन प्रोग्राम था और वहाँ पे सिर्फ वो लेबल लगाना था. तो लेबल का काम मुझे क्यों दिया जा रहा है? मतलब आई वॉज लाइक कि आई एम कमिंग फ्रॉम अ वेरी गुड मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूट, आई एम अ मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी, और मुझे बस काम दिया गया है नेम टैग्स लगाने का. ओके, सो जनरली HR में हम एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्टफ जो होता है, ठीक है, जर्नी हमारी स्टार्ट होती है एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्टफ से, लेकिन जहाँ तक कंपनीज की बात है, बिजनेस ओनर्स की बात है, हमारे लिए तो वो एक्सपीरियंस की जर्नी रही, लेकिन वहाँ से शुरू होते होते हम स्ट्रैटेजी तक भी पहुँच गए हैं. विद एक्सपीरियंस वी हैव अंडरस्टूड नाउ कि अब बिजनेस को ग्रो करने के लिए HR को कहाँ यूज़ करना है, कैसे यूज़ करना है. पर जब हम किसी बिजनेस ओनर से बात करें तो उनसे जब कंसल्टिंग में मैं बात करती हूँ उनसे कि आई एम HR कंसल्टेंट, तो you know what they have the understanding about it, that either I am talking about a payroll solution or I am talking about, जैसे आपने कहा कि या तो HR सिर्फ केक कटिंग या बर्थडे सेलिब्रेशंस में काम करेगा, या फिर रिक्रूटमेंट करेगा, या पेरोल करेगा. बट दिस इज द myth. It is not, it is just you can say 20% of the job of HR is only related to policies या हार्ड जो आपको दिख रहा है सामने, जैसे कि अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर कोई आ रहा है तो आप डॉक्यूमेंट्स उसके कलेक्ट कर रहे हो, अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर्स दे रहे हो, या फिर जो भी फॉर्मेलिटीज़ जो होते हैं HR के बेसिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव स्टफ, जिसको एम्प्लॉय करके एम्प्लॉयर समझ जाते हैं कि ये HR का काम हो गया. But that is not all. Employers are wasting lot of their time in managing people issues. Almost we help them to save at least 40% of their time by taking up all the entire HR role right from the time the person is joining, even before that, क्योंकि HR का रोल बहुत ही प्रोएक्टिव होना चाहिए. राइट अगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को सपोज ग्रो करना है, बिजनेस को 2x या 3x करना है, तो उतना ही ग्रोथ उसको उसी स्ट्रैटेजी से सोचना होगा कि मेरे पास जो एम्प्लॉयज कितने प्लान करने हैं मुझे, उसके लिए उनके स्किल्स कैसे मैप किए जाएंगे, whether they have the right skills within the organization, and accordingly how much will be the projected manpower that is required. Do they have a real HR to discuss on all these parts? Which, if they don't have, they will be ending up in a disaster after some time. So, HR has to start right from the time when the business strategies are being planned. So workforce planning is one of the important aspect in HR. Same way there are many other HR areas which is beyond just transaction, which has to be strategized along with the business to help build the organization in a right way and see whether it is going in the right direction. जो vision एक employer के पास है, वही vision अगर employees के पास हो, तभी वो बिजनेस उस हिसाब से ग्रो करेगा. और ये फंक्शन एचआर का है.
एब्सोल्युटली राइट. जब हम लोग किताब लिखने के दौरान हम लोग बात कर रहे थे, तो आपने बताया था कि बहुत सारे पेन एरियाज होते हैं एक बिजनेस ओनर को पीपल के रिलेटेड. तो रिटेंशन हमने सोचा था कि ये सबसे बड़ा पेन एरिया है. तो आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है कि ये रिटेंशन इज द मेजर पेन एरिया?
रिटेंशन, अब एम्प्लॉयर्स अपना बहुत टाइम देकर, बहुत कॉस्ट देकर एक टैलेंट को
एक्वायर करते हैं.
हाँ, उनको हायर कर रहे हैं. अब वो टैलेंट को हायर किया उन्होंने, और उसके बाद फिर कुछ टाइम के बाद, और आजकल तो वो बहुत ही फ्रीक्वेंट है कि वो उसने ट्रेनिंग लिया या कुछ टाइम रहे और उसके बाद फिर वो चले गए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से. तो जितना टाइम पीरियड गया उनको ट्रेन करने के लिए, और जितना जल्दी वो गया, उतना ही वो डबल एक्सपेंसिव हो जाता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए. बिकॉज जो प्लान किया था उस रिसोर्स के लिए, अब वो डबल टाइम में वापस से वैसे ही रिसोर्स को खोजना और तो ट्रेन करना. तो ऑफ कोर्स रिटेंशन इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया to be looked into, while saying that there is no one formula for retention. When we have been doing the organizations, we have been consulting for many organizations, more than 45-50 now, and we have seen कि every organization has a different philosophy and culture. हर एक का अपना एक जर्नी है, अपना कल्चर है, अपना फेज है. कोई ग्रोथ फेज में ही है जो बहुत फास्ट पेस में ग्रो कर रहा है, और कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है हु वांट्स वेरी स्टेबल, दे वांट दैट एवरीथिंग शुड बी गोइंग वेल इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. तो वो स्टेबल हैं, they are not looking at a very exponential growth or something. तो हर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की अपनी फिलॉसफी है based on what is the management vision and how they want to take the business. पर ये रिटेंशन के लिए उनको उसी हिसाब से एम्प्लॉयज का क्या माइंडसेट है, उस हिसाब से हायर करना होता है. तो राइट फ्रॉम द हाउ द what is the criteria for hiring till the criteria of every stage of the employee in the organization. जैसे कि उसका अप्रेजल हो रहा है, तो क्या हमने वो क्लियर अप्रेजल क्राइटेरिया सेट किया है. Everything has to be linked. Everything has to be defined in a more transparent way, which will build the trust with the employee. Employers generally they are very very busy and engrossed in their meeting the targets, and they assume कि एक बार उन्होंने किसी को हायर कर लिया, अब उसको अपना काम करना है. Now their job is over, employer's job is over. But at the same time, if you don't have a professional HR or proactive HR person with you, then there is huge tendency to have a retention. Retaining that talent would be very very challenging.
Very difficult, yeah.
क्योंकि the purpose of yours may not match the purpose of the individual whom you have hired. वो sync करने का काम HR का होता है.
Okay.
And that's
very important job which they are doing.
Yes.
Now, during this journey of yours with so much of experience with various organizations, आपको on the highlight, like एकदम ज़्यादा, what are the mistakes these kind of employers do?
Okay, so HR consulting में एक एग्जाम्पल मैं दूंगी अपने HR कंसल्टिंग जर्नी का कि एक स्पेशली जब हम प्रोसेस की बात करते हैं, प्रोसेस प्रोटोकॉल्स वगैरह, तो अक्सर एम्प्लॉयर्स को लगता है कि HR को हम सब जगह इन्वॉल्व करना ज़रूरी नहीं लगता है उनको. ओके, सो देयर वाज वन टाइम व्हेन अ CEO वाज टू बी हायर्ड फॉर एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. तो क्योंकि वो बहुत ही हाई पोजीशन, ऑफ कोर्स CEO की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी बहुत ह्यूज होती है, तो डायरेक्टर ने अपने पर्सनल रेफरेंस से ही उनको हायर किया. It was okay that the source was through personal reference, but it should have gone through a proper process. But that process protocol was missed out. HR was not involved. The personal yes, there reference. Was, and it happens generally in most of the company owners feel कि अच्छा बहुत close friend ने मुझे reference दिया है, and when they interview they will have, okay, they had the positive feedback from others or interviews में, तो HR को इन्वॉल्व ना करने की वजह से काफ़ी प्रोसेसेस मिस आउट हो गए. बट वंस ही वॉज हायर्ड, देन HR was brought into picture and only for the formalities. तो प्रोसेस फॉर्मेलिटीज में उनको क्या ऑफर वगैरह सब कुछ हुआ. आफ्टर 6 months, the director realized that the CEO is not fit for the organization.
Oh. After 6 months.
6 months, because he gave time. He thought that, okay, things will improve. He was given training about the product and all that which the company is doing. And he was expecting that, okay, in next 3 months, there will be some performance from the CEO. But he could see that there was no, movement happening from the CEO side. And he saw that there was a misfit. And so this entire thing of building, bringing the CEO and at that position, which is a very, very important position in the organization. And then 6 months you are giving, salary, you are training that, that person. And afterwards you are seeing that he's a misfit. It is a huge cost to the organization. So only if the process protocol would have been followed, maybe that person along with the other candidates also would have come. Instead of choosing just one candidate, there would have been multiple to choose from, and at that level there would have been some tests to be done which could have further validated the judgment that was made, that would have actually brought in the right perspectives in place. So just a simple thing, making a selection judgment, can put organization to so much of risk.
Yeah, risk and actually too much amount of investment and cost and majorly time. So
yes.
You've lost 6 months
in
training this person and understood that it's a wrong fit.
Yes. So this is even the process protocols are actually mandated for everyone, but if we ourselves as employers don't follow it, then it will not be giving the full transparency to the others that yes, we mean it, we mean the to value the processes and all. So this is just one of them mistakes which I try to put you across. Also कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि HR को हम उतना, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल अब आप people को बोलते हो कि people are my greatest asset, okay, but at the same time आप HR को उस हिसाब से वैल्यू नहीं करते. मेरे पास बहुत बार वही है कि जब सब कुछ हो गया, डैमेज हो गया, उसके बाद आप आकर के हमसे सोल्यूशन मांगोगे तो उसमें समय लगता है. It doesn't give we can't give an instant resolution.
Correct.
But that time it is like, you give me solution as on yesterday. तो वो चीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा, अगर आपके हाथ में फ्रैक्चर हो गया है तो उसको सर्जरी करना नहीं पड़ेगी, उस पर बैंडेड काम नहीं करेगा.
Correct.
Okay, same way we in fact have to give more time if we are brought in at the time of firefighting.
Correct.
So it has to be, employers have to consciously bring HR very, very proactively and ensure that, the function of HR is involved in by giving the right information. Okay, so that is very important. Not mere just at the transaction level, but at the strategic level.
Okay, now again, मतलब ये सुनते सुनते मुझे एक just चीज as a curiosity.
Yeah.
Whether what kind of actually management and employees में हमेशा थोड़ा सा एक ऐसा divide रहता है. तो have you experienced any such kind of places where the management has kept certain secrets and have not shared with the employees, and how was that phase and how did you manage that kind of a situation?
हाँ, मतलब ऐसी बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती हैं. कई बार बिजनेस ओनर्स don't feel comfortable, and of course not all information need to be shared to all the employees. ये तो बहुत राइट है, लेकिन it is also कि हमें उनको not sharing communication is also a communication, what I feel. क्योंकि आप उनको बोल रहे हो कि you are not really valued, means I am not going to, मतलब एम्प्लॉयज़ को लास्ट मिनट किसी और से पता चले, उससे अच्छा है कि हमें उनको बता देना चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, स्पेशली जब कोई एग्जिट्स होते हैं, हाँ, कुछ ऐसे मैंने देखे हैं टर्मिनेशन केसेस जहाँ पे एग्जिट्स हुए हैं ऑफ की पीपल, पर लोगों को कम्युनिकेट नहीं किया गया, कि उन्होंने एज्यूम किया गया कि लोग समझ जाएंगे. ओके, तो लेकिन ऐसा होता नहीं है. It depends on the maturity of the people. So everyone will take it in its own way. तो कोई अगर important person था और उसको आपने suddenly exit करवाया, तो उसका reason क्या था? It has to be communicated to everyone. तो employer को कोई चीज़ जो ऐसी sensitive चीज़ें हैं उसको वो सोचते हैं कि नहीं बताना ठीक होगा. It is safer not to share with the employees, but it is the other way around. If there is something which is sensitive, people are noticing you. People are noticing our actions, what we say, what we do, and whether we are meeting what we are saying. Our actions will show us, give them more trust. So it is important, if we have taken some action which is sensitive and which is everyone is observing, we need to share about it, that what is the reason. Sometimes it also happens, जैसे कोविड में बहुत बार ऐसा हुआ है, when employers didn't have, हमारे ऐसे में रहे हैं जिनके पास
पैसे नहीं थे,
हाँ, उतने ये नहीं थे to disperse the salary. So we helped to communicate it to the teams, and together we built up certain strategy कि कैसे करेंगे. So it was sent, the communication was sent across to the main team heads, and was asked, we included them in
as
the
a team. हमने उनके साथ strategy discuss
solution कि क्या कर सकते हैं, which helped to get into some solution जो पूरे टीम के लिए beneficial रहा, and we didn't lay off anyone with
exactly
that.
and
Okay?
उसी वजह से आपका वो retention भी फायदा हुआ
हो
होगा.
पाया, हाँ,
Usually when we have these kind of inclusive discussion, उनको लगता है कि वो लोग organization के एक part हो जाते हैं.
एकदम बिल्कुल.
So वो that is one of the strategies for retention.
Yes.
Now that हम लोग ये बात कर रहे हैं कि employees और employer के बीच में trust factors और ये सब होना चाहिए so that it helps their retention. तो employer को ऐसे क्या steps लेने हैं so that they can create a harmonious workplace for them, and secondly the मतलब क्या बोलते हैं trust factor can be established between them. ऐसा क्या steps लेना चाहिए?
हाँ देखिए, अगेन वन फॉर्मूला तो सबके लिए नहीं हो सकता,
वो तो
पर
सही है.
एक कॉमन ग्राउंड पे अगर बोलें तो मैं 3 C's की बात करती हूँ अक्सर. वन इज क्लैरिटी, दूसरा कल्चर एंड तीसरा कॉम्पिटेंस. ओके, तो क्लैरिटी मतलब हर, जैसे कि कम्युनिकेशन छिपाना नहीं, हर कम्युनिकेशन जितना हम बता सकते हैं जो ज़रूरी है वो ज़रूर बताना है. गिविंग अ क्लियर क्लैरिटी नॉट ओनली अबाउट द इंडिविजुअल बट ऑल्सो हाउ द कंपनी इज गोइंग. ओके, ups and downs we can of course share wherever there are challenges also. We should be able to share, and wins also we should be able to share, so the employees feel that they are part of the organization. And second is that yes, culture is equally important because everyone comes from different background. तो उनको एक कोहेसिव अपना एक फैमिली बनने के लिए एक कल्चर ज़रूरी होता है, और कल्चर ऑलरेडी रहता है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में. अगर आपने प्रॉपर उनको उसको आर्टिकुलेट नहीं किया तो वहाँ अपने आप ही एज्यूम्ड कल्चर बन जाता है. क्यों, जो नए आ रहे हैं वो ऑब्जर्व करेंगे कि आपकी टीम कैसे एक दूसरे से इंटरेक्ट कर रही है, हाउ द कम्युनिकेशन इज हैपनिंग, हाउ द बॉस इज बीइंग मैनेज्ड, एंड they themselves start building the culture. So it is important that it is a top down culture rather than an assumed culture. And the third is the competence, कि अभी के समय में where companies are required to be more resilient and agile, employees also are supposed, we need to have more upgradation in their skills. क्योंकि HR technology wise we can see the recently abhi HR technology is also getting upgraded. We are seeing AI also having a lot of role in the current growth in business. So employees also need to get upgraded in these kind of skills. एक होता है जो skills उनको help करे उनके jobs में, और दूसरा कि related to the recent changes, what skill upgrading need to be done. So both these 3 aspects which I see commonly
should
for
be
all.
focused by all the
Yes.
employers.
Yes, yes.
Now, coming to a little more of a common topic and something which is happening in the market right now, many of the employees are being laid off. Okay, so large organizations, they have their big, huge business plan, they have a massive hiring, and then suddenly something happens and they do a massive layoff. Now, how do you, as a HR professional, look at these two events, and what are the points which you need to say to the employers so that they don't do this aggressive steps on the employees, like giving them a pink slip and telling them not to come from tomorrow? So how can they balance it?
Yeah, so as HR professional, let me tell you कि ये हम लोग आप किसी भी HR पर्सन से पूछिए कि आपको क्या पसंद नहीं आता है. So this is one thing which we don't want to do.
Correct.
Is layoff, but it is a very necessary thing where HR needs to be involved. And I am thankful to my previous employers, my experience with them, that they have guided me very well in terms of managing these kind of things. क्योंकि हमने एक जगह पे जहाँ पे किया था वहाँ इतनी structured way में layoff हुआ था कि we even आप मास स्केल की भी बात कर रहे हो, आजकल ये भी ज़रूरी हो गया है कि जो बहुत ही एक्सपीरियंस्ड है, हाई लेवल एक्सपीरियंस्ड बट have reached a stagnant position, जहाँ वो bottleneck हो गए हैं, वहाँ भी ज़रूरी है. It is important to lay off those people also because they become the bottleneck for the organization growth to the next level. Okay, so for that, making it a experience which is both side mutual win-win is very important. Communication is very, very important in such kind of layoffs. It should not be, of course, most of the times it is to be done in an instant. So it definitely comes as a shock for the other person, for the people, but it is important how you manage it. And for that, a proper process needs to be structured. The layoffs need to be done, as I said, mutual win-win should be there. We need to also take care of what would be the proper full and final or the proper settlement checks to be given to them, so that they have enough time to take on the next opportunity. So
Like I have seen in some few of the organizations, they give you 3 months ka salary
yes,
as
yes,
in the
and it
settlement.
needs to be given with a proper respect, because everyone demands respect, even the person who's getting. So he should feel, we need to make that person feel at comfort, and this is the job of every HR professional, to ensure that the communication is done with complete respect, and the person should feel that yes, it is in his best interest. And same for the layoffs being done, where we do it in a mass layoff. We have to, though mass layoffs are done, each individual should be taken care of by the HR, to ensure that they are given the enough settlement to take care of
Their
near
families and
future.
their
Yes.
obligations.
Yes. I wanted to add here is that even after layoff, we should not stop there. It is also important that those who are left back, we have to retain them. तो उनके लिए भी हमें बहुत ज़रूरी है कि we manage the communication well. I had entered into one organization when I was working. So I had just entered where the layoffs had just happened, and I was taken in as the HR over there, as HR manager, and I was told to retain the people, because those who are left in the organization and those who you really need are actually now at unrest. Their mind is unsettled. Is my turn the next, so they are losing trust from the company. So that is the time which is very crucial for HR to how to manage the people who are already there also. So for that also very planned communication needs to happen.
Yeah, that is very appropriate, because once such kind of a disruption happens,
Yes,
everybody inside the organization feels a
it's
lot
very
of
natural.
yes, it is natural.
Yes.
Acha, moving forward, actually, if you remember, during the time of COVID, there was a lot of hoo halla which was being made of the work from home. So everybody was sitting in the house and working, and there was no 9 hours. It was 24 by 7 hours. They were working for the organization, and there were a lot of memes which had come about that as well. Then once COVID finished, मतलब एक बार वो सारा चीज सेटल हो गया, many companies like TCS announced that no, we would like to continue with this kind of a work from home culture, and it is saving us on the cost. There was a lot of articles which was coming out
True.
at that time.
Yes.
Now, cut to that, if you can see the last month or last 2-3 months before, where we can see that now many organizations are saying कि office आना ही है.
Yes, mandatory.
There is no work from home which is possible. You need to return to the office, or you can put down your papers. So what is exactly do you think would have been in the mind of that employer? Matlab, like, let's take an example, TCS, which thought that it was a good way to cut their cost, but unfortunately they decided no, return back to the office. What is your thought on this aspect as an HR professional?
Yes, very true. And I think, in my opinion, that given the current circumstances, it is important for the employers to now become more empathetic for the employees, because it was not just few months that it was work from home. We had spent years,
close to 2
over
years
there.
actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So by then there is already a lifestyle that is already accepted, and and then making it very mandatory is something being very rigid, which in my opinion is not correct. Okay, so employers should really be making it more flexible, because with the current times where uncertainties are growing and there's been a lot of the challenges are happening, and organizations have learned now with the advanced technology in terms of how to work in a hybrid, I think more opportunities should be given in terms of to add flexibility and not making it mandatory for the work schedules can be made more, and many organizations are doing that. So those who are making it mandatory and are getting very rigid is not right, in my opinion. They should change the perspective and making it more flexible for the benefit of both organization and the employees as well.
Do you think so that the angle is because that sitting at home probably the productivity is not coming to that extent? Is that could be one of the reasons why this kind of rigidity is being imposed?
It can be managed, yes. It work from home has its own demerits. I wouldn't say that you will have that 100% productivity as it is as working from office. So there should be, means, things can be managed the way it was managed during the COVID, because there was no other option. But now that options are there, but productivity with the with proper data, if we look at proper data in terms of how the reportings are going to be done and making it more hybrid culture, there are ways where even the productivity and work life balance both can be included.
Both can
What
be.
all I'm saying is that it is not just productivity now that employers should look at. They need to be more empathetic to employees' well-being as well, and see towards how the lifestyle had changed in the recent times, and making it mandatory will really make it more,
Discomfort for
losing the right talent which they would
that could
have
be.
had.
Okay, that could be one of the impacts which it could have
Yes,
on. So, because
exactly.
many of the organizations have adapted to have the hybrid model.
Exactly. So, at the same time, if there is anywhere where the employee is taking advantage of it, then of course that is something where the reporting has to be done in the office. So, it depends on the on who are you. What is the role for which you are looking at,
And
work
what is the
from home?
talent you're looking at, and see
Yes.
what flexibility you can bring it
Yes,
for them.
exactly.
Okay. Nice. Thank you, Anu. That really clarified a lot of things in my head. Now that we come to the end of this discussion, I would like to know from you, being an HR professional, what is that something new which is coming dynamic for all the HR professionals so that they can be adaptable to it? And what is that it's going to happen in the future for HR?
Yes, so HR, now that we see that millennials coming in and all that, it is important that we have certain change management strategies in the organization, and also AI being now with the new
Buzzword, actually.
Yes. So it's important we have HR technology, HR analytics being in place. As at Saksham Universal, we ourselves have started into putting into client mindset that we need to get into automation. So we have started presenting in terms of HR dashboards, statistics and all that. So we are trying to prepare them towards moving towards the advancing AI. For example, even the interview scheduling and interview screening can be done through the AI with the recent technologies if we really learn. So upgrading, learning the skills are the in thing, has to start from for the employee's perspective, and for our HR technology we have to be abreast with the recent HR technologies and be more focused in terms of planning as well as creating the right strategies for change management in the organizations.
Fine. Thank you so much, Anu. Now that we are at the end of this podcast, and we have a lot of audiences who would be the HR professionals, जो आपकी तरह as a mentor आपको देखेंगे, तो आप उनको क्या advice देना चाहेंगे ताकि वो अपने future में they can plan for it and maybe improvise on their present?
ओके तो मैंने बहुत सारे ऐसे HR इंटरव्यूज लिए हैं, मैं तो इतने एक्सपीरियंस में काफ़ी लिए हैं, बट आजकल जैसे HR में टैलेंट के हिसाब से दे आर ओनली फोकस्ड इन द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन पार्ट, या पेरोल हो गया तो मुझे HR आ गया, बट दैट इज just, I would say just 5% of what you know about HR.
Correct.
I feel that it is the mindset that is most important, because HR is like a heart of the organization. So you are the real change agent. What you think and what you believe is what others will do. What you say. So accountability is the most important part, what I would advise, that generally क्या होता है, HR के पास क्या होता है, क्योंकि मैंने कंपनीज में भी काम किया है, कंसल्टिंग में भी, तो एज वर्किंग इन अ कंपनी वी हैव टू डू व्हाट मैनेजमेंट आर asking. So wherever, बहुत जगह पे ऐसा हुआ था जहाँ डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन हुआ, मुझे मैनेजमेंट ने जो बोला मुझे नहीं लगा कि वो सही है, so I argued with them. I told, no, this is not right. I'm not going to, because I feel as HR, we are the culture custodians of the organization. And if it is not right, you have to stand up for it. Okay? So yes, you have to stand up for it. And even though the person opposite to you must be a CEO, but you should be able to voice out and say this is not going to be good in the interest of the organization. मैंने ऐसा खुद ही बहुत बार किया है कि ऐसा जैसे कि तलवार में अटके हुए कि इधर या उधर कभी भी मेरे गले पे लग सकती है, मुझे बोला जा सकता है भाई जाओ, लेकिन ऐसा कुछ हुआ नहीं. If we work in fear, then we won't be able to manage the role in a proper way.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Very, very truthful you have just mentioned. So I would request all the HR professionals to, or whoever is the business owners, to just get in touch with Anu. Details of Anu will be shared in the caption. And thank you, Anu. It was really very interesting and enlightening for me, because I, being from the finance field and helping people on writing the book, never had an experience on how to manage people. So that's was something which was lacking in my knowledge, and today I am really enriched with your presence. Thank you so much, Anu.
Thank you, Gayatri. I also had a lovely time interacting with you and listening out few interesting pieces about what you feel about HR. So that
Thank
was
you
really
so much.
nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was Anu for us today, and thank you for watching this podcast till the end. And I'm sure you guys are learning a lot from all our guests. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I would request, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please like, share and subscribe, so that we can bring a lot of entrepreneurs and their learnings to you, so that you can grow in your life. Thank you.